Hello everyone, I'm Paula and welcome back to my channel, Know Your English Grammar. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel so that I can bring you more insightful English grammar lessons like this one. In my last two lessons, I told you about the sentence and sentence fragments. In today's lesson, I will teach you all about run-on sentences. I will tell you the different types of run-on sentences, how to identify them, and how to fix them. This lesson will enhance your English writing skills. At the end, we will go through a short exercise to test what you have learned. What is a run-on sentence? A run-on sentence occurs when we combine two or more complete sentences or independent clauses without using A. Proper punctuation marks and B. Coordinating conjunctions. And the coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so, popularly termed fanboys. For example, our book sales this year yielded the highest profit in our history. Next year's will be even higher. As the term run-on indicates, in the above example, it appears as if we are running from one sentence to another without a pause. We could barely catch our breath. There are two types of run-on sentences. One is known as a comma splice or comma fault, and the other is known as a fused sentence. I will explain both for you. A comma splice or comma fault occurs when two or more independent clauses are joined with only a comma. For example, we hope to attend the party, we may arrive late. Here we have two independent clauses. We hope to attend the party and we may arrive late. We cannot join two independent clauses with a comma. This is a common error that writers make. Using a comma between the independent clauses is incorrect. Hence, we have a comma fault, popularly called a comma splice. The next type of run-on sentence is the fused sentence. This is similar to the comma splice or comma fault, except that the two or more independent clauses are joined without using a punctuation mark or a conjunction. For example, Tom handed in his homework. It was on time. To fuse means to bring together, to join. So now you see why this is called a fused sentence. We are joining two separate thoughts with no pause between them. So how do we correct run-on sentences? Run-on sentences may be corrected in several ways. These methods may be used for both the fused sentence and the comma splice. 1. Make the two independent clauses two separate sentences. 2. Join the two independent clauses with a comma and a suitable conjunction. And 3. Join the two independent clauses with a semicolon if the sentences are related. In some instances, we may substitute the semicolon for a subordinating conjunction, such as because, when, although, etc. So let's look at some examples to see how we may identify these run-on sentences and how we may correct them using those three methods. Our first example is, I love to read books. I could spend hours in the library. This is a fused sentence. It has two independent clauses and no punctuation marks. To correct this run-on sentence, 1. We may separate the two independent clauses with a period punctuation mark. I love to read books. Period. I could spend hours in the library. In this case, we have made 2 complete sentences. Or number 2, we could also correct this by adding a comma and one of the coordinating conjunctions that makes sense. We will use so. So indicates a result. Therefore, in this case, it is the most appropriate coordinating conjunction to use. I love to read books, so I could spend hours in the library. I have a lesson on conjunctions that you may watch. It tells how to use the different coordinating conjunctions. I will pin it in the descriptions. Let's look at another example. Tom wanted to go to the beach. He didn't have time to drive there. This sentence is a comma splice. We have 2 independent clauses joined by a comma, which is incorrect. So let's look at the most appropriate way to correct this sentence. It is to add the coordinating conjunction but. Tom wanted to go to the beach, comma, but he didn't have time to drive there. Please note that we make our choices based on what makes more sense and what makes the sentence flows. So for this run-on sentence, I would not separate them into 2 sentences. And the most appropriate coordinating conjunction to use would be but. But shows contrast, and this sentence is giving us a contrast. It's telling us why Tom did not go to the beach. So our sentence now reads, Tom wanted to go to the beach, but he didn't have time to drive there. And here is another example. Richard is very organized. His desk is always neat and tidy. This is a fused run-on sentence. It has no punctuation marks. To correct this run-on sentence, it's best to use a semicolon because the 2 clauses are closely related. If we use one of the coordinating conjunctions, and the most appropriate one would be and, it would give the impression that we are speaking about different things. Richard is very organized and his desk is always neat and tidy. So it's more appropriate to use a semicolon in this instance. The reason Richard's desk is always neat and tidy is because he's very organized, so the clauses are related. And for our final example, he was late to the meeting. He got stuck in traffic. This is a run-on sentence with a comma splice. These 2 clauses are related. The reason he was late for the meeting is because he got stuck in traffic. So our appropriate correction is to use a semicolon. He was late to the meeting. He got stuck in traffic. However, instead of the semicolon, we could use the subordinating conjunction because, and our sentence would still make sense. He was late to the meeting because he got stuck in traffic. So both methods of fixing the run-on sentence would be correct. Please note that unlike coordinating conjunctions, we do not need a comma when we use a subordinating conjunction to join clauses. Now for the fun part, let's do a little quiz to test what we have just learned. I will give you 6 sentences. You're going to identify the run-on sentences and correct them. We will go through the corrections together. Number 1. The sun is shining. The weather is perfect for a hike. Number 2. She didn't study for the test. She was too tired to focus. Number 3. We went to the movies, then we had dinner at a nice restaurant. Number 4. Because Tom was late, he was not able to sit his exams. Number 5. The cake was delicious. Everyone wanted a second slice. And number 6. I tried calling you. Your phone was off. Let's do the corrections. Remember, there are several correct ways that each run-on sentence may be corrected. Number 1. The sun is shining, the weather is perfect for a hike. This is a fused run-on sentence. We have two independent clauses and no punctuation. I'm going to put a comma after shining and add the coordinating conjunction so. The sun is shining, comma, so the weather is perfect for a hike. Number 2. She didn't study for the test. She was too tired to focus. This is a comma splice. We have two independent clauses. She didn't study for the test and she was too tired to focus. Both clauses are related, so we may use a semicolon after test. We could also use the subordinating conjunction because. She didn't study for the test because she was too tired to focus. Number 3, we went to the movies, then we had dinner at a nice restaurant. This is a fused run-on sentence. To correct this, we will add the coordinating conjunction and. So we will place a comma after movies and add and. We went to the movies, comma, and then we had dinner at a nice restaurant. Number 4. Because Tom was late, he was not able to sit his exams. Is this a run-on sentence? No, it is not. It is a correct sentence. In this sentence, we have a dependent clause, because Tom was late, and an independent clause, he was not able to sit his exams. We use a comma to join a dependent clause to an independent clause. So this sentence is correct as is. Number 5. The cake was delicious. Everyone wanted a second slice. We have two independent clauses and both are related. So we could use a semicolon after delicious, as well as we could, in place of the semicolon, use an appropriate subordinating conjunction, such as therefore. The cake was delicious, therefore everyone wanted a second slice. And number 6, I tried calling you, your phone was off. This is a comma splice. Two independent clauses. I tried calling you and your phone was off. We could easily correct this run-on sentence by adding the coordinating conjunction but. I tried calling you, comma, but your phone was off. Please let me know how many you got out of 6 and if you made the same choices as I did. I have some related video lessons that I will pin in the description. But before I go, let's quickly look at the corrections for the run-on sentences that were used as examples in this lesson. Number 1, our book sales this year yielded the highest profit in our history, period. Next year's will be even higher. Number 2, we hope to attend the party, comma, but we may arrive late. And number 3, Tom handed in his homework, semicolon. It was on time. Well, that's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you haven't done so. And I will see you for our next lesson. Bye.